Mr. Bolisetti, I am very surprised with the way Pawan Kalyan, I think, has become a thorough politician now. You know, earlier he was an actor who was doing some great philanthropic work, but today, yesterday or day before, he says, "You never know. I played that bite. There could be, you know, there could be liquor, there could be non-vegetarian food. Parties are going on inside." Yesterday again I saw he says, Jagan, you are not to be blamed. It is the other officials. What is with this turnaround, right? I mean, I know that he is, and particularly when he is doing this penance, you know, the Praishchitta, why do you think this turnaround has happened, Mr. Bolishetty?
Sudhaji, it's not a turnaround. What he said is the team which is working appointed by during his government is not doing their job. It is his responsibility only. He's not directly blaming him or who did it, but it is your responsibility to make sure that this kind of things should not happen. That's what is the entire. Because if we hear the total speech, I was hearing the whole thing and not only once, twice, thrice, so that I know his spirit is, it's not that I'm not directly blaming you, but your inaction is most important, according to Mr. Pawan Kalyan. So, what he said was anything that happened to Dharma, it's not me who should stand up and do something. Everybody should come out and make a hue and cry because anything happened to any religion. He said, if it happens to Christianity or other religion, I will come forward, come
All
out.
right.
But now at least, people who should not sit
Yeah.
at home and keep quiet and see others are fighting and doing something.
Yeah, I know.
Every Hindu should take
Yeah,
the
yeah,
responsibility.
I know
Actually,
he
he
was.
worked on that.
Yeah, he was also
What happened?
responding to some actor who had made some statements. I don't want to name him here; it's irrelevant. But the point is, he did speak about Sanatana Dharma. But the point is, Mr. Bolisetti is the deputy chief minister. The chief minister has directly targeted Jagan Mohan Reddy. So there seems to be a kind of confusing message. Jyotsna, let me get Jyotsna here, Professor Jyotsna Tirunagari. We've seen, no, wait a minute, ma'am. We've seen many bites where I have another bite. I can play it. Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy says, what nonsense is he talking? He talks about Jagan Mohan Reddy. I'm not saying that Mr. Naidu means it. Maybe, you know, he said it because he thought Jagan Mohan Reddy was speaking something. You can't. What is sauce for the goose has to be for the gander as well. You can't have two different voices speaking. It's a folk tongue. How come they say he's saying it is not Jagan? It is the officials and the bureaucrats and anyone. Whereas your leader directly targets Jagan. Explain this for me, Prof.
Whether it is the Honorable Chief Minister or Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, why will we have any personal grudge against Jagan Sudhaji? We won't. We won't. Even I won't, or anybody won't. But the problem is when the ex Chief Minister and the person who was concerned with the affairs of the state then, the past 5 years, speaks nonsense, then definitely the current Chief Minister would address that. In this particular case also, when if you remember, when Honorable Chief Minister Garu spoke about animal fat being used in the laddu, immediately they came out saying that no, aisa to kuch bhi nahi hai. They are just bluffing. They are doing politics over it. Yeah, and all sorts of blah 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 blah. The point is, we said something wrong has happened with Tirupati Laddu during their regime. They have altered with the tender conditions, tender eligibility conditions. They have altered with the taste and smell and the original quality of the patented laddu. Then they came out saying that no, so everything is, everything was perfect during our time. Babu Garu is lying, Babu Garu is doing this, Babu Garu is doing that. And Jagan Mohan Reddy came out and bluntly he said, he addressed a press meet, if I'm not wrong, and in that he spoke all, I don't know, I don't want to coin the term because he's the ex chief minister, but he spoke all nonsense, Sudhaji, unrelated, irrelevant things. Now, even when Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Pawan Kalyan Garu is talking, he said very categorically, he said, Abhi, in Telugu, we say, there is a saying in Telugu, Sudhaji, we say, Gummadkai dongalu ante bujal tadum kodavu. I mean, we are not even calling you thieves. You are just, patting your shoulder saying that, no, I'm not a thief. I'm not a thief. You yourself by saying that. Why are you doing that, Jagan? We said something wrong has happened with the board that was constituted earlier because it was their decision to alter the tender eligibility conditions. It was their decision. Why did they do that? If it was done during your regime and After your regime it has come out, then you should be answerable for that. That's what we
Professor
have been
Jyotsna,
saying.
yeah, I understand, but you know, somewhere I'm saying fork tongue because Pawan Kalyan is still not bringing Jagan's faith into it. Whereas it's very clear that Babu is also focusing on Jagan's faith, and this is not the first time. Let me go to Mr. Narayan Murthy. I have to give equal precedence to all of you. Mr. Narayan Murthy, you're smiling. It's very good to see you smile, sir. You're not angry. You know,
Sudhaji, the last story is what dramas, what she is telling, that's what I just laughing.
yeah, Mr. Narayan Murthy, I'm not a politician. I will not go into Jagan Garu's faith. Never. We live in this country where the constitution is our book. I believe in it, and I'm a believing Hindu, and I go to Tirupati almost every year. But let me just ask you something. Be honest, Mr. Narayan Murthy. Do you think even if Jagan is not to be blamed, some officials in certain boards and trusts, this was a wrong choice? Maybe they had some kind of an intention to cut costs, because this is not the first time. Even earlier, Syamala Rao himself said dalda was also mixed. Do you think it is the mischief of some board members, some top people in a board? Do you think that could be the reason?
I'll tell you one thing, Sudhaji. So initially, whatever spoke, and after that, no.
I think we've lost connection at a very, very crucial time with Narayan Murthy Garu. I'll wait for one more second because I don't have time, or else I will go to Mr. Bolishetty. Yeah, go on, Mr. Murthy.
Yeah,
Go on.
that's what I'm telling. So these dramas everybody see, including you. You question many times, many people same thing. Syamal Rao tell one thing, and Chief Minister Saab tell one thing. Deputy Chief Minister talk one thing, and Chief Minister's son and Minister Lokesh talk one thing. This is where we are finding out whether it is truth or not. They are only trying to blame YS Jagan Mohan Reddy and at the same time YSRCP. Not nothing else. Nothing else they are trying. Everybody knows what is truth. There is nothing like wrong in the preparation of the laddu or prasad in the
Let's wait for the
Tirumala.
SIT,
But these
although
all
no
made
one will
from
believe that SIT report because it will be carried out under the dispensation of Chandrababu Naidu.